Hello everyone and welcome to our Boxmode webinar. My name is Vlad and I work in marketing at Boxmode. We are live on YouTube and Facebook. There is around 20 seconds broadcast lag that will cause communication delay. We are going to start in a minute. In the meantime, let me know if you can hear me okay. How are you today? Where are you from? Let me know in the chat if I'm audible. Hi John, thanks for joining. Juan, thanks for letting me know, and thanks for joining. Glad to see you. Hello, Erwin. Thanks for joining our webinar today. And also, I'm curious if we have any bloggers today. Let me know in the chat. Well, I think we can start. Hello once again, and my name is Vlad, and I'm product marketing manager at Boxmode. Thank you so much for joining today. And as the name of this webinar suggests, today we're going to talk about how to build a personal blog website. And if you are an aspiring blogger and looking for a quick way to go online, this webinar is for you. And I'll walk you through the process of creating your personal blog using tools of Boxmode platform. Many things that we will do today are also applicable to building a website for different purposes, since a blog in itself is also a powerful tool for generating organic traffic to your main business website. It can be used to educate your customers on your products, on your services, or on different topics related to your business niche. So not only bloggers will find this webinar useful, but also any other person or business who is looking for a quick way to create a professional looking online presence. Erwin, thanks for letting me know. It's good to see. So before we continue, let me say a couple of words about Boxmode. We are a young website building platform, and we believe that creating websites must be accessible to everyone, regardless of technical knowledge, expertise, or budget. And our platform provides easy-to-use and intuitive tools for creating and managing websites and online stores. And with the help of our tools, you can quickly deploy a professional-looking multi-page website or online store, even without any formal training in web design or web development. Also, you don't need to worry about hosting or software updates. We got you covered. So, and here is our agenda for today. We will start with choosing a template and customizing the homepage for a blog. Then we will add a blog widget. Then we will add a first blog post, and finally we will publish the website. We'll cover some of the design and user experience considerations along the way. And also we'll touch on the analytic tools that you can connect to your blog to track traffic and to see how people interact with it. We have scheduled around 25-30 minutes, and after that I'll answer questions. Also, would like to say a couple of words about what this webinar isn't going to cover to make sure we are on the same ground. And we're not going to talk about how to find a niche and create content. We're not going to cover how to grow your audience and how to make money from blogging. So this webinar is about the technical implementation of your blogging ideas. The recording of this webinar will be uploaded to our YouTube channel, So link onto this webinar will be sent also to registrants via email. And for those of you who will stay until the very end of the webinar, we have a small gift, and I'll make an announcement about this after the presentation part. So with that being said, let's begin. And let's go to the boxmode.com. It starts with registering an account. It's simple, just enter your email and password. I already have an account, so just log in. And to start your blog, you need to choose a template that will serve as a framework. And one of the best things about any template is that you don't have to do much work to make it look good, because designers already took care of that. Choosing a template, it might seem overwhelming at first because there are so many different categories and options. And as a starting point, you can choose a theme that matches the niche topic that you're writing about. And at the same time, you don't need to stick with a such theme, because every template can be customized on the fly, and you can choose also templates from other categories. But choosing a theme that matches your niche topic, it will make the customization process even faster. So for this webinar, say we are building a website, building a personal blog website for a traveler. And for this purpose, we can go with this Wanderlust template. And we can check how it looks using the preview mode. When choosing and customizing template, always keep in mind your potential target audience and whether the overall look and feel of your website is going to be relatable to potential readers of your blog. Because what appeals to one group of people, it may not be as relatable to another group of people. And this template is already put together nicely. It is light, spacious, and orange is the main color. And orange is usually associated with joy and excitement and freedom. And that translates to traveling. That's very suitable. And colors in web design, they play a crucial role and can change dramatically the mood of the website. And if you're interested in learning more about the subject, you could start with our article in our blog, and I will ask my colleague to share it with you in the chat. At the same time, this template has relevant for our use case sections and pages, so we'll get rid of them during the customization process. So this is going to be our starting point, and we can go with it. Yeah. So the first page of your blog, it must explain what your blog is about in a way that people who you consider to be your target audience, who you consider to be your potential readers, can relate to. And while the style and feel of the text are indeed important, the vast majority of your readers, they're going to instantly make judgments about your blog based on how it looks the very second they land on it. So, and also remember that the attention span of the typical web visitor is roughly half a second. And if they land on your site and are not able to understand what your website is about, and if they don't like the way it looks, they're just gonna leave. And the first point of contact with your blog is going to be the so-called above the fold section. So it is important to ensure that it looks good and it captures visitors' attention and corresponds with their expectations, and basically makes user want to browse your website further. And this above the fold section already has everything that is required to achieve this goal, with the most expected elements such as a logo, the blog name, main navigation, main heading, call to action, and the hero image. So on your personal blog, probably you might not want to display the phone number and your address. So we can start with removing irrelevant stuff. And it's really self-explanatory what to do. Just click on it and you'll see the trash bin. Just click on trash bin and it's removed. So let's leave this logo and the blog name as it is and customize the main navigation menu. So navigation bar is one of the key pieces of your website layout. And it is important not just for a good user experience, but also for search engines as well. And now many navigation links we have here are not relevant for the use case, so we can start with removing them. But of course, if you're building a full-fledged business website for your company where the blog is in addition to your offering, it is a good practice to have different pages that talk about your company, your services, and your team in more detail. And remember, when you manage the main navigation menu, do not put more than 5 or 7 menu items according to the best practices, because it will look confusing. So let's rename About Us to About Me and add a blog item here. We don't have a blog, actual blog page to connect to this main navigation item yet. We will add it during this webinar. So, and also check how this desktop navigation converts into hamburger menu on the mobile device. So you'll need to separately set up 2 different menus for different screen sizes. So next, let's move to the main heading. So the main heading is the most important text of your web page, and around 80% of visitors to your website, they are going to read the main heading. And its purpose is obvious. It's to tell readers what your blog is going to be about. But at the same time, do not try to tell the whole story here. It just do enough to get someone to read the next piece of content. The optimal length of the main heading is from 20 to 70 characters. Here you should use big font sizes so it stands out and draws attention. And make sure that you use a first level heading for the main title of your website. Do not use second level heading or a paragraph with a big font size, because it might look the same on the front end. Yeah, but there are a couple of implications that you should know about. The first is that search engines, when analyzing the page content, they pay special attention to the first level heading. And visually impaired people use screen readers to navigate through your website. And if we were to use a paragraph here instead of main heading, it wouldn't give a screen reader or a search engine any indication that this is in fact the main heading. And it will be interpreted as something different other than the main heading of the website. So you can see here it has the additional semantic law. In terms of text customization, it's also self-explanatory. Just click on text, click on edit, and substitute the text. I'll just copy one I have here. Also, you can see here a familiar text customization tools that every text editor has, so you know how to work with them. So the next important element is the call to action and button. Psychologically, people want to click on the button, so you can leverage this to motivate your audience to take real steps towards becoming your reader. So you can link this button to a blog page or to an email opt-in form. In terms of changing button text, it's also really easy. Just double click on the text and just write new one. And as for the button design, notice how the color of this button corresponds with other links and buttons on the website, because consistency is a crucial component of a good design. And if you are to change the color of the call to action button, make sure that you change it throughout the entire website. And also you should understand the implications of using of different colors on the web design. So as for controlling the settings of the design settings of the button, you can switch to this brush menu icon here and substitute it. The color, the border, the size, and others. So, and a couple of words about hero image. Since people are visual creatures, images are powerful in attracting attention or conveying information, and hero image on the website, it must emphasize and complement the main message of what your blog is about. And in our case, we can see an image of nature, which is suitable for the travel blogging topic. And if you want to change it, just go to the design settings of the section, upload a new image from computer or from the library. And the Boxmode is integrated with an Unsplash service, and it provides millions of royalty-free, high-quality pictures that you can use for your blog design, which is really cool because it saves you lots of time finding pictures in the internet with no watermarks. So we can pick this one, for example. And also, in addition to this picture, we can add the nice parallax effect. So it will add extra dynamics to the page on scroll. Okay, so let's move on. It is a good idea to summarize what potential readers are going to learn in your blog. So you can highlight the key talking points or key subjects that you're writing about on your homepage. So you can take this section as a framework and substitute text in it and images. And for the sake of saving time, from now on, I'm not going to change stock text since the mechanics of this is obvious and it won't bring any value to this webinar. And instead, I would rather be explaining some of the basic design and user experience considerations and some of the mistakes. And one of the most common mistakes that beginners make is that they feel a need for text and images to occupy every inch of blog real estate, which is not a good approach, and it will make the overall design look bulky and unthoughtful. So don't be afraid to leave some comfortable spacing throughout your blog between sections and between different elements on your website. When used correctly, negative space it creates a visual structure. It defines the relationships between elements and sections on the web page. It makes the overall design of the blog look more spacious, looks more professional. So, and you can be sure that templates already have the right amount of white space, as designers already did a great job. So just keep in mind the point about white space when making alterations to your template. Try not to squeeze lots of things together. So let's remove this irrelevant section here. And here you can see a static banner. If you have decent traffic, you can monetize it. And advertisements are one of the main ways that bloggers usually use to make an income online. So you can link this banner to advertiser's website through the UTM link. The banner can be customized the same way as the section we just saw. You can change background image, you can customize text and button. And if you want to put Google ads, you can add them as well through the HTML iframe widget. But iframe widget is available for growth subscription plan at $10 per month. And if you are going to use Google Ads, remember a couple of cons that comes with it. First one is that you won't be able to control what advertisements visitors will see. They will be shown based on users' search experience, previous search experience. Also, they might look too intrusive. They could be flashy. They will not match the overall blog design, and they can have a negative impact on the page loading speed. So I wouldn't recommend using Google Ads for a home page. You could use it on other pages. So if you have readers who are inspired by what you do and they have decided to write to you about this, and if their feedback is relevant, and if your target audience can relate to this feedback, you can highlight it in the testimonial section. But make sure they're genuine. Yeah, don't forget to use real names and pictures, and of course put them only after approval by a testimonial giver. Because social proof, it will grant your blog many credibility points. So let's move on. Let's remove this one. To keep users coming back to a blog website, you need to ensure that they spend more time on it. And one of the ways to do this is by showing them recent posts that they should see. Yeah. This helps users to uncover more content on your blog website, which leads to them spending more time on your website. Also, it shows how often you blog is active and shows how often you produce content, and readers would want to know how fresh the information is. Also, when it comes to blog monetization, potential advertisers and link builders will check the blog activity as well. And in terms of section customization, it all text and images, you know how to change it. But here's another thing that you need to keep in mind. It is good practice to put image alternative text for images on your blog. And it allows screen readers and search engines to understand what the image is about. And this in turn will enhance the user experience, and it will allow such images to be shown in image search results in Google, and this in turn can bring extra search traffic to a blog. In case if the image that you use does serve only a decorative purpose, and there is no need for this image to appear in Google image results, and still it is better to put at least here the empty space as an alternative description, because if it's omitted completely, the screen reader wouldn't know whether it was done on purpose or you just forgot to write a description here. Okay, so what really missing on this page is the About Me section with a photo and a couple of words about who you are and what you do and why you do. It will add a personal touch and make your blog really yours. So let's add it to the page. And we can find something suitable for this purpose under About Us section category that we can use as a framework. Let's take this one. But don't put lots of text here. Be concise and more detailed information about yourself you can write in the specifically dedicated purpose for this purpose web page. And a couple of words about fonts that you use for a blog. The fonts on your blog, they may not be the reason someone stays, but they could be the reason when reader leaves. And here are a couple of things that you need to keep in mind when writing for your blog post. Font sizes that are too small, they will be difficult for a user to read, as you can see here. Make sure to make them at least from 14 up to 18 pixels of font size for the body text. Also pay attention to the contrast between the foreground text and the background. Don't use fonts with strokes or block text, the so-called serif fonts like Times New Roman. They might look great on paper, but on the screen it is better to use fonts without strokes, the so-called sans serif fonts. They're easier to read. And also remember to stay consistent. Use only one font family for the body text. When it comes to choosing the right font for your blog, you can rely on the default fonts of the template. And if you want to experiment with it, don't be afraid to solicit some feedback from real people in making this decision. And since Boxmode is integrated with Google Fonts, you have hundreds of different options to choose from. Okay, now we have reached a section with a form and a map. More likely we don't need a map for our purpose, so let's remove this section and add a single form instead. So a contact form, it helps your visitors to reach out to you, to provide you with a feedback, give you their suggestions, and by asking your readers for feedback, you basically communicate that their opinion is important to you and you involve them in shaping your blog so they will feel more attracted to your blog as a result. And also you can use their emails to keep them updated on the latest publications and other news. Never use too many form fields in your form, because people might feel irritated entering lots of their personal information. Name, email, and the message input should be sufficient enough. To customize the form, you can go to the form settings and say we want to add another input, like a checkbox input, by clicking on which people will agree to receiving the notifications from you. Like this, for example. Okay, so messages submitted through this form will be sent to the email address that you can customize in the Send Data To tab, and also you can integrate with the MailChimp. In the footer, don't forget to put links to your social media. It will ease communication and connection with your followers. It also have a positive effect on search engine rankings, and it will give your blog extra credibility points. So say we finalize customization of our homepage. Now we need to check how it looks on the mobile. It looks great, fits well, so no additional work is required here. And now let's add a blog. To add a blog, go to blog under widgets and click on add to the project, and the blog page will be automatically added to your website. And this page, it comes with 3 sample blog posts. So as you can see here, this is how your blog feed will look. And now let's go to manage posts, and let's bulk remove those. And finally, let's create our first blog post. Let's put post title and the body text. Writing for the web is different from writing printed text. Large block of text, they are harder to digest when they displayed on the screen. But when adding clear subtitles and images, it will increase the readability. So first, let's add subtitles to our blog. In order to add something, we need to hover over the area of where we want to add something, and we'll see the plus sign and choose the content type that we want to add. In our case, it's going to be the heading. So same here, click on plus, heading, and put it here like this. So when people read on the internet, most often they want blog posts that are easy to scan through. And headers should make it very easy for readers to scan the blog post quickly and digest key talking points. Another mark of a great blog design is the use of high quality images and graphics to break blocks of text. So adding images is intuitive as well. Just click on plus, choose image, and upload it from computer or from the library. Let's take this one. When image is paired with the information, people are able to retain it much easier and for a longer time as opposed to the information without images. So in the post settings, you need to customize the page URL according to best practices. The page URL should be all lowercase. The words should be separated with hyphens. Don't use underscores. Don't use special symbols. Don't make it too long. The point of correct URL is to make one understand what your blog post is about just by reading it. So the excerpt will be used as a blog preview on the blog feed page and when shared on social media. So make sure to write here a nice summary. And the cover image will make your blog post look more appealing, and it's also going to be shown at the thumbnail to your blog post when shared on social media. So don't forget to customize page meta title and meta description for a blog post. What you add here, it will be shown in the search results in Google and other search engines. So when someone will search for the information related to the subject of a given blog post, when your blog post will come up, this information will be shown. When writing meta title and meta description, you need to use keywords that you would like this blog post to be ranked by in Google search. by default, the meta title, meta description will be generated based on the first paragraph of text that you add, which is better to be changed. It is better to write a short summary of topics that blog covers and a call to action that will make potential user want to click on your link from a search and to read more. So according to best practices, meta title should be no longer than 60 characters and meta description no longer than 160 characters. So let's save our blog post and see how it looks. Let's go back to editor. And as you can see, all of your blog posts comes with additional social sharing options, which is also a good practice to have. It will increase engagement rate with your blog. And say you're ready to publish your website, just click on publish, choose the URL that is not occupied, and confirm publishing. And after that, in a moment, your website will be live. And the final thing for today is analytics. So you need to measure conversions, you need to measure traffic to see how readers interact with your website, to get a picture of that. So this will help you basically to test different hypotheses, check what content resonates more, and make corresponding adjustments to your content strategy. So far we've been dealing with instruments that are included in a free forever demo plan, but integration with analytic tools is available for only for a growth subscription plan at $10 per month or $19 per year if you pay in front. The process of connecting to analytic tools is pretty much straightforward, and to demonstrate you that, I can switch to my paid project here. Just go to the project settings, and you'll find analytics under analytics tab. And here you can choose your favorite analytics application, grab ID from it, plug it in here, and click on connect. So this is basically it for now. We covered lots of basics, and you saw that from technical standpoint, creating and publishing your blog website is really easy. And if you were hesitant about sharing your experience and expertise with the world, and about starting your blog and eventually making money from this, I hope that now you're ready to get things rolling. So let's move on to the questions. And by the way, I forgot about the announcement that I promised in the beginning. So right after this webinar, we are planning to run a contest in our social media with lots of promo codes as prizes, and there's going to be 25% and 50% promo codes that you can easily win. And these promo codes can be applied to initial payment for any subscription plan. So you can join our Facebook group where the contests will be held and win a huge discount. And also I'll ask my colleague to share a link to our group in the chat. Hello, Paul. Thanks for attending our webinar. Hope you enjoyed it. Can I use my own domain? Yeah, sure, Aaron. As you noticed, the Boxmode, all Boxmode websites by default have boxmode.io extension. Yeah, but if you want to connect your own custom domain, you can do it in the manage domains under the something went wrong. Let me refresh it. Basically, you can connect your own custom domain if you purchased one from a third-party service provider, or you can here by following these instructions, or you can get a domain from us. We also provided with such service. And if you purchase annual subscription, you will get a free 1 year domain with the help of this free voucher that you can apply to some of the available domain extensions. Questions from John: how many blog posts can I create? There is no limit on blog posts that you can create, so you can publish as many as you want. And stay tuned for recent platform updates, our plans, news, and so on. You can join our Facebook group, subscribe to our YouTube channel, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. You'll find all the links in the description, and also my colleague will share it with you in the chat. Let me know if you have any other questions. Also, I will share with you the website that we just built in the chat. Well, it seems like we don't have any more questions for today. I really do appreciate your dedicated time. Thank you so much for attending our webinar. I hope it was useful, and I hope that it will help you in implementing your blog ideas. And thank you so much once again, and have a nice day.